Hi everyone! Ngayong hapon, gumawa naman tayo ng isa sa mga paborito natin ihain sa handaan or simply something special for lunch or dinner. This is embutido. Sa embutido, marami kang pwedeng pagpilian na karne, but the most popular is pork. So gumagamit tayo dito ng 1 kilo of pork. This is 80%. This is ground pork. 80%. Ano bang ibig sabihin niyang 80% na yan? 80% na laman, 20% na taba. Hindi ka kasi pwedeng gumamit ng purong laman kasi magiging dry or tuyot yung loob ng embutido mo. Kung ayaw mo ng baboy, you can also use ground beef or ground chicken. As a tip, pag ground chicken yung ginagamit mo, make sure na ang ipaghiling mo is thigh part. Okay? Kasi yung thigh part has layers of fat which will help keep the embutido moist. If you use breast, masyadong dry yung magiging result ng embutido mo. So first, again, this is your ground meat. Gaanong kadali ito? Just put everything into the mixing bowl. Again, kung hindi mo makikita yung recipe, nandun lang po yan sa taas ng video. Just click see more and then you will see the list of ingredients. So this is your ground pork and then I'm putting salt. Yung salt natin is 2 to 3 teaspoons. I would start at 2 teaspoons kasi may mga ibang tao na malasa kumain. Kung natatabangan ka sa 2 teaspoons, pwede mong gawing 3 teaspoons. But again, I start with 2 teaspoons of salt. This is paprika, half a teaspoon of paprika. The paprika will give it a little bit of spice. Pero for example, wala kang paprika sa kitchen or wala kang makita sa supermarket, huwag ka na magpaka-stress. Again, pag wala, huwag mo nang hanapin para hindi ka ma-stress. Pwede ding huwag mo lagyan ng paprika. And this is flour. I'm putting 1/4 cup of flour. Just a reminder, the flour here is not an extender. Dalawang bagay kasi yan. Meron tayong tinatawag na extenders. Pagka sinabing extenders, yan yung para dumami yung mixture mo. Halimbawa, itong embutido na to will produce you 6 pieces nung malaking large size embutido. Gusto mong 8 piraso yung magawa mo simply because you want to earn more. That's the time you will put extenders. Ano yung extenders? It could be breadcrumbs or pwedeng mas dagdagan mo yung harina para mas umalsa yung yield ng embutido mo. But again, hindi ganun kaganda ang texture kapag ka maraming extenders kasi hindi mo na nararamdaman yung texture ng karne. Okay? Kung gantong kadaming flour in a recipe, we use this as a binder. Pag sinabing binder, nilalagay natin yung harina sa mixture or sa recipe para yung recipe mo, yung embutido mo is mag-hold, kumapit. Hindi basta-basta nadudurog. Again, magkaiba po ang binder and extender. The flour we put as a binder. Okay, all-purpose flour, sugar, pampalinamnam, and then I'm putting pickles, chopped pickles, pampalinamnam din. Mura lang yan kasi this is, I like using local brands. So this brand is RAM, R-A-M. It's very affordable. And this is evaporated milk, pampalinamnam and pampakreamy. Many of our viewers living abroad, wala silang makita or bihira ang evaporated milk. You can use heavy cream or thickened cream. Pwede rin yon. And this is pineapple juice. Okay? Whenever I make tocino, tapa, even in my longganisa, I always put pineapple juice because pineapple juice is very acidic. Ang ginagawa niyan, this is a natural meat tenderizer. Again, natural meat tenderizer. Secret yon ha, huwag niyong ipagsasabi. So pineapple juice, I'm using Dole unsweetened pineapple juice. Kung wala kang makitang pineapple juice, in some cultures, in some country, mahirap hanapin ng pineapple juice, you can use fresh pineapples, i-grate mo lang. Okay? So, pineapple juice, chopped carrots, and then I have here also onions. Kung ayaw mo ng red onions, you can use white onions as well. Cheese, grated cheese. Mumurahing cheese lang ito, processed cheese. Hindi mo kailangan gumamit ng very special na cheese. And you have to be careful also. Because if you use a type of cheese that is very salty, kailangan tansyahin mo or bawasan mo yung iyong asin. Black pepper. This is Vienna sausage that I chopped. You can also use hot dogs or you can also use ham. Or kung ayaw mo na may processed meat, pwede mo din tanggalin yung sausage. Nakasanayan lang namin na kapag gumagawa kami ng embutido, we put sausage. And of course, eggs. Ang eggs are also binder. Okay? And of course, when you do embutido, nakasanayan ko na magkamay. Okay? Haluin mo lang yan. Makikita mo, ang paggawa ng embutido para ka lang gumagawa ng cake. Ang turo ko sa inyo, haluin nyo lang until the mixture is smooth and well combined. Huwag kang manggigil. Okay? Huwag mong sakalin. Pag sinasakal, naghihiwalay yan. Seriously. Okay? Ang mangyayari dito, when you overmix it, in-overmix mo, napipiga mo yung karne. Okay? Let's say gigil na gigil ka. Napipiga mo. The natural moisture and fats present in the meat, lalo giniling yan, bukas na bukas ang meat niyan, mapipiga mo yon. So during the cooking process, makikita mo, magtutubig yung embutido mo. Magtataka ka, saan galing yung tubig na yon? Nanggaling actually yon dun sa karne. Okay? So you just want to mix it just until it is combined. Yan din yung isang reason kung bakit meron tayong flour. Kasi the flour will actually absorb the excess moisture in the meat. So when you see that the mixture, ayan, wala ka ng buo-buong flour, okay? Tigilan mo na yung kahahalo. Because again, pag napiga mo yan, magiging dry yung loob, maglalasog-lasog or magka-crumble yung iyong finished product. Okay? Now, of course, may kanya-kanya tayong panlasa. Some people want the embutido sweeter, some people want it more salty, some people want it spicy. Depende sa iyong gusto, pwede mo pang dagdagan to ng seasoning of your choice. Kumuha ka lang ng konti, and then iprito mo. Or initin mo sa microwave para matikman mo if there are more adjustments needed. Okay? So, ang sunod kong gagawin, ibabalot ko na to, but I'm going to wash my hands first. Okay, so now, papakita ko na sa inyo how to prepare the embutido or how to mold the embutido. First, kailangan mo ng plastic na ganito. Kung wala kang mabibilhan ng ganitong plastic, you can use a cling wrap. Or kung hindi ka mahilig, ayaw mong gumamit ng plastic in cooking, pwede mong idiretso sa aluminum foil or you can also use a parchment paper. Okay? So, buksan mo lang yung plastic and then this size, medyo large embutido to, 1 cup. So, this is a 1 cup na measuring 1 cup measuring cup. Okay? And then, ipasok mo lang dito sa plastic. Try to keep it as clean as possible para pag binubuksan na ng customer mo or kung ikaw mismo iluluto, ipiprito mo mamaya, malinis yung plastic. And then, pantayin mo lang. You just push it like that. You can also put boiled eggs. Pwede mo din lagyan ng boiled eggs yan. Ang hindi lang maganda masyado pag may boiled eggs is pag na-overcook, nagiging dry yung yolk. And then, ikot mo lang. Okay? Mapapansin mo, medyo loose. this time, gagamitin mo yung foil, ilagay mo siya sa gitna ng foil para ma-form mo yung perfect embutido. You roll, and then yung dulo, ito twist mo. Okay? You just twist it. Like that. Kasi, para masiksik mo siya. Diba? Ang dali lang, no? Then, into the steamer. I'm going to do one more. Hindi ko alam ang size nitong plastic na to. Ito lang yung nakita kong available. I guess this is around mga 8 inches. Again, open the plastic. Kasi you know, lockdown cooking is all about using what is available in your kitchen. So kagaya ng sinabi ko kanina, pag wala, huwag ka masyadong ma-stress. Because this is a time for us to be very resourceful. Makakakita ka ng mga gamit na pwede mong gamitin in replace doon sa wala kang available. Okay, again, and then you put it like that, push it like that. You see? Very nice. Kitang-kita mo yung texture ng iyong mga ingredients. And then, you wrap it sa aluminum foil. You twist. 6 pieces na ganitong kalalaki, this is large embutido, ang magagawa ng 1 kilo, no? But I'm going to show you because using this recipe, marami kang pagmamahal na pwedeng ipakita sa mga kakain nito. Okay? Dahil hindi lang po embutido ang pwede mong gawin. Pero for the embutido, isasalang ko na siya dito sa ating steamer. Okay? Salang mo na yan. 30 to 40 minutes. Iwan mo lang. You can also make hardinera. Hardinera is parang embutido yan na nasa llanera. It's famous in the Quezon province. Or in some places, I think they call it everlasting. Diba? So, you need a llanera. First, you need to brush your llanera with butter. Pwede ka din gumamit ng margarine or pwede ding mantika. Okay? And then you put banana leaf. Lagyan mo ng dahon ng saging. And then you brush it. And then you put, kasi we serve this upside down. Mas maganda siya, serve upside down. You put your vegetables. Yung saging, ginagamit natin yan in place of the parchment paper. You can also put raisins, sausage, more pineapples. Ayan, I'm just using whatever is available na nakita ko sa pantry. More raisins. Yung embutido, pwede mo din palang lagyan ng raisins yan. Mga half a cup kung gusto mo. And then you just put your meat filling. Ile-level ko lang yan. When you say level, yan. Pero wag mong higpitan yung pag-press. Because again, pag masyadong mahigpit ang pag-press mo, mapipiga mo yung karne, lalabas yung kanyang mga natural moisture. So, ganon, kung gusto mong upside down. Kung gusto mo naman na ganyan mo mismong isa-serve, di pwedeng dito ka sa ibabaw maglagay ng more topping. So, sausage. I'm just showing you the different ways of preparing it. Pineapples. You can put, this is the bell pepper to make it colorful. One more sausage. And then, pwede mo yan i-press ng konti. Diba? You can even put raisins. Okay? And then, into the steamer as well. put it into the steamer. Hindi ko na siya tatakpan ng foil kasi yung steamer ko, I'm using a bamboo steamer, so hindi nagkakaroon ng tulo. Hindi tumutulo yung excess steam kasi na-absorb siya ng bamboo steamer. But if you're using a stainless steamer, magkakaroon ng condensation yon, so tutulo yung tubig sa ibabaw. Pwede mo siyang takpan ng foil. Okay? I'm putting it into the steamer. Ganun din, 30 to 40 minutes. And last, I'm going to show you na pwede mo din gawin itong meatloaf. Because in one of the cookbooks that I was reading the other day, tinawag niya ang embutido as a Filipino-style meatloaf. Why not, di ba? Just using one recipe, ang dami mong variations na pwedeng magawa. Ang ginawa ko dito, yung bacon, okay, yung bacon, nilinya ko dito sa ating loaf pan. Maganda itong pag magtatanggap ka ng order. Okay? And then, ilagay mo yung iyong embutido batter. Pero syempre, pag tinitinda mo na yan, hindi mo sasabihin sa customer mo na ang ginagamit mo din na filling is the embutido. Let's say, ang una niyang in-order sa'yo is embutido. Nag-repeat client siya kasi nasarapan siya dun sa embotidong binili niya sa'yo. Pwede mo siyang alokin ng meatloaf. And there's 70 to 99% chance na magugustuhan niya to. Why? Because the flavor is familiar. In the food business, that is very important. The flavor should be familiar for your repeat customer. So this is a new dish, pero nandun yung familiar flavor kasi you're actually using the same base. Okay? So remember that. Kasi marami sa inyo nagninegosyo na, nakikita ko yung inyong mga posts. Okay? And of course, the tip is you just keep on testing and practicing. And then if fold mo yan, pag finold yan, meron tayong technique na ina-alternate mo yung pag-fold. Okay? Naku, naipit. Fold mo lang. O, diba? It's very fun. You can call this meatloaf or pwede mo din tawagin parang pork galantina. Eto lang, kailangan may oven ka. Ah, diba? The bacon will not only add flavor. Hindi lang flavor ang dinadagdag niyan. The bacon will add moisture doon sa iyong recipe. So, ang gagawin ko, i-bake ko to at a 350 degrees Fahrenheit oven for also around 35 to 40 minutes or until brown na yung ibabaw. Okay? And then, itutuloy ko yung pag-steam nito. After that, I will show you the finished product. So, after cooking it for around 30 to 40 minutes, luto na yung iyong embutido. I actually made some this morning. So, meron ako dito. Kung makikita mo, malamig na. Kasi hindi advisable na kainin ang embutido kapag bagong luto. You want the juices to redistribute. Actually, mas masarap nga yan kapag ka malamig or you chill it overnight. So, you can easily take it out. Pinalamig ko lang to dito at room temperature. You will see, no, na yung embutido mo is very nice and firm. 'Di ba? Ipiprito lang natin yan, pagugulungin mo sa mantika. Okay, pinapagulong lang natin sa mantika. Medyo mamimilansik yan ng konti because of course there is cheese. Pero ito, pwede mo lang kainin ng ganito mismo. Pwede mo ipalaman sa tinapay yan. Kasi luto na yan. Okay? And then, kunin naman natin dito yung ating hardinera or everlasting. Ito yon. And then, ito yung nagawa natin kanina. Doon sa recipe natin, one recipe, we are able to prepare 3 pieces of embutido, 1 llanera of hardinera or everlasting, You see how nice and moist it is? And isang meatloaf. Ito yung meatloaf natin, bacon wrapped meatloaf. Hininaan ko lang yung apoy para hindi mabilis matusta. Okay, so I'm going to take the jardinera out of the llanera. Oh, look how nice it is. Diba? Ang ganda, no? Kung gusto mo naman upside down, teka, i-roll ko muna ka. Tanggalan ko muna ng konting liquid. It's normal na may liquid yan pag mainit pa. So I'm going to serve it upside down. Yan. So kung saan ka mas nagagandahan, dun sa nakaharap yung original top or upside down, you choose. Pwede mo din iprito ng konti yung jardinera. And then this one, you brown it. Look at the meatloaf. Di ba ang ganda? Dito ko ilalagay yung embutido. I'm going to recycle the leaves. So yan yung sinasabi ko sa iyo of many ways to display your love just by using a single ingredient. And ano pa yung many ways? Pwede mong gamitin yung feeling for your lumpiang Shanghai. Pwede mong gamitin yan pang ibalot mo sa wonton wrappers. Di ba? And ang pinakamagandang pwede mo talagang gawin dyan ay ipang negosyo mo. Whether you want to make the classic embutido, ay medyo madami nang nagbebenta ng embutido sa amin. Di gumawa ka naman ng ganito. The jardinera or you call it everlasting. Marami na din nagbebenta yan. Gusto namin something special. Eh di gumawa ka ng ganito. No? Pork meatloaf. Okay? So pag nag-brown yung mga sides, you just want it because actually browning the outside or the exterior of the embutido adds flavor and texture. Okay? So yan. Lagay mo na dyan. Diba? And then dinner is served. Again, let's recall kung ano yung ginawa natin. We've made a simple embutido recipe and we are able to make a classic embutido out of it, a jardinera or everlasting, and a meatloaf. Remember, when you know, you can. I'm looking forward to see you again next week. Meanwhile, iluto nyo na yan, itesting nyo na yan, add your personal touches. Yung inyong mga secrets in the kitchen, isama nyo dyan. And make your family and friends happy and make yourself happy, fulfilling, and pagkakitaan mo na. See you again and take care.